gonna stop. To the top, to the top. Ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me. Go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary.
Hello everyone, welcome to round number 2 of the NOFSRL New Era Cup Series. We are at Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia for the first quad oval race of the year and the first 1.5 mile race of the year, where we get into the bread and butter of the season. And no pun intended there because of what the race is called. It's the Arby's 500. I'm Arby I hope you are doing well. And joining alongside me in the broadcast group is Napa Fan. In case you missed our last race 2 weeks ago, the Great American Race for the 5th consecutive year, the Daytona 500. Once again, a race not to be forgotten of. One of the best 500s in recent history. Hierjel Arvin Alonso puts on the second consecutive last lap passing 500 history and gets by lap traffic to defeat Nathan Stapleton, Matthew Brown, Christian Russell, and Nathan Ullman in the rest of the top 5. Joining alongside me today is Napa Fan and Napa. So in Atlanta we have similar racing to Daytona. We've got that pack racing. However, the speeds I think are going to be just a little bit faster than we saw back at Daytona, and especially with the fact that it's a 1.5 mile track and the track is less narrower. So how do you think the racing is going to be this weekend compared to a Daytona 2 weeks ago?
We're going to see a lot more passing in this race here today compared to what we saw a couple weeks ago at Daytona, and that means that it's anybody's game here in the Arby's 500. Anybody from C.J. Williams starting last all the way to Adam Garcia starting on the pole position can win this race, and it's all going to come down to when the pit stops happen and where you are when those pit stops happen if they're green flag pit stops. Because if this thing stays green, you need to be up front during that green flag. If it does take green, split up and become kind of a widespread race, and only a few guys will have a shot at the win later on. But anybody from this point has a chance of winning, and we'll probably see a bunch of different leaders here today in the second race of the season.
Should definitely be an exciting race today. Last year's race in Atlanta provided some great racing throughout the day, and in the end, Colin Denton went away with the victory. It's been a year since he won last year. We'll get to that in a little bit. We're all set to go racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but we need the command to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 engines are all fired up, ready to take the green flag. Let's get you the starting lineup. All of it's going to be on the bottom of your screen. We'll get you at least the top 10 for right now. On the front row for the Arby's 500, it's the 96 Adam Garcia. Got the pole in the group qualifying out of nowhere in the last minute. Next to him, the 6 of Matthew Brown, who finished third in the 500 2 weeks ago. Row number 2, a pair of part-time drivers. One of them inside did not make the field but 2 weeks ago. That's the 81 of Ethan Hoffman. 51, Josh Patterson, who starts in 4th. We'll show the speed from the Goodyear blimp here. Row number 3, the 4-car Edwin Mendez finished second the first time he went to Atlanta. Next to him, the 48 of James Scott. Just tonight, inside of row 4, and Colin Denton, last year's winner on the outside. Row number 5, the 41, Diego Yepes, and the 20 of Mitchell Collins. Both of them got caught up in the last 5 crash 2 weeks ago. 82 laps around the 1.5 mile trial. Stages 1 and 2, 21 laps. The final stage is 20 laps. No cars to the rear as practice and happy hour were rained out. Pace car is going to come in to start round 2 of the season. At the end, one of these drivers are going to be hot in Atlanta. Adam Garcia, Matthew Brown, bring the field down to green for race 2 of the New Era Cup Series. The Arby's 500 is underway. Lap 1 in this one, led by Garcia. Here comes Justin Knight in the 21, looking for a second spot, but Knight's going to challenge for the lead with help from Hierjel Arvin. That's 3 Fords on the inside line.
Great run there by the 21 machine of Justin Knight. He won recently in the Rockstar Pro Series. He's actually got 3 wins over there, but he's going to lose the lead here, and this is what we were talking about at the top of the show. These guys are going to cycle through this race the entire day. Here comes Trey right to the inside of Hierjel Arvin for the race lead.
Trey Wright taking the lead away. Colin Denton, last year's winner, just behind him. Denton may try and get a peek down low, not going to just yet. Wright goes to the point off of 2. Denton now looks down low.
Colin Denton won here last year, so it'd be no surprise to see him win this race this year. Got a couple of uncharted guys behind him in Josh Patterson and Eric Monaco. Monaco has won a Turkey Hill Truck Series race here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Came in 2017, so Monaco has some experience at winning here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Josh Patterson takes the lead. He's in a Ford. Speaking of Ford, here are your Ford Performance track facts. The Fords have never won a pole at Atlanta. However, the last Ford to win here was Colin Denton in the 34 car last year for Front Row Motorsports. Eric Monaco to the inside as he takes the race lead away. Dylan Young behind him. You'll see your Napa biggest movers on the lower left of your screen or lower right, depending on how I edit this out. And we're starting to see a lot of the drivers mid-pack make their way up to the front. It's 3 wide for the lead. And 2 weeks ago, this man won the Daytona 500, the biggest win of his career. And it is Hierjel Arvin Alonso. And Garcia goes around the 96. Looks like the only one to spin out. Matthew Logan's got damage in the 31. Caution's out.
And that is our pole sitter getting spun around, and this is going to keep the field tight. They're going to have a single file restart, thankfully, because I don't think we're going to have anybody a lap down after all this. But how about the 24 winning the race back to the line? John Andrews, who won the pole last week, is
2 weeks
going
ago.
to win the race back to the line. 2 weeks ago, yes. Normally it's just 1 week, but we had the week off for Father's Day and the James Dean Whitford shootout, so forgot about that. But still, John Andrews looking strong right now. This is good for him to lead a good amount of laps here at Atlanta. But Jesse Turner might come down to the pit lane first in number 17.
Nope. He's got to let the leader go by. Got to let Andrews go by. They're all just readjusting their starting positions. So early on, just about 6 laps in, caution flags out here in the Arby's 500. Let's see what happened with Garcia in the 96.
Yep, 4 wide. It's a trouble spot here at Atlanta, and I'm surprised that this is all that happened, because lots of times we have that happen, and it is a big one off of turn 2. Thankfully, it was just one car spinning, and everyone will be able to continue after this one here from the Arby's 500 at Atlanta.
Here's Christian Vargas in the 19. First caution now in the Arby's 500. Back to the restart in a moment.
You heard that right.
Feeling unsure? What if you had some help? Introducing the new 2019 Ford Edge with the confidence of Ford Copilot 360 technology, the most available driver assist technology in its class. The new 2019 Ford Edge.
Lights just come off the pace car here underneath the first caution in the Arby's 500. But first, a quick word from Duracell.
This is the #1 trusted brand.
John Andrews currently in the lead in the Arby's 500 at the moment on the first caution. All 42 drivers still on the racetrack right now. Garcia and Logan still on track. Logan was actually the only one who pitted on that last stint. Garcia did not pit whatsoever. So I don't know if how his tires did not go flat at all, but that was a good piece of driving there from Adam Garcia. John Andrews is the leader. Jesse Turner will restart second. Nathan Ormond is third. Brian Ferris fourth. Trey Wright fifth. Hierjel Arvin Alonso is sixth. Johnny Garner seventh. Dylan Young eighth. Carter Friesen is ninth. And Josh Patterson is 10th. Eric Monaco is 11th. Nathan Stapleton 12th. Matt Tuck 13th. Joey Hightower 14th. Colin Denton 15th. CJ Williams 16th. Jaden Scott 17th. Diego Pez 18th. Mitchell Collins 19th. Justin Knight is 20th. Coming into the Geico restart zone, John Andrews will bring the field back to green for the first restart of the day.
All three of these guys running top three are very experienced in our drivers, especially Jesse Turner in the middle. But Ormond to the inside for second as John Andrews pulls away right now. But these guys are going to rebound back up into a huge pack that's going to be 2 and 3 wide here very soon. So it's not really going to matter too much what you do now. It only matters where you are if we get green flag pit stops and near the finish of the race. And a close one there. Ormond to the inside of John Andrews for the race lead.
Ormond had a great speed weeks a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, could not get that win in the 500. He will lead the lap, though, at the line. But here comes Brian Ferris in the 88 to try and take the lead with Trey Wright behind him.
And here comes Johnny Gardner. Like you mentioned in qualifying, one of the all-time winningest drivers in the New Era Cup Series. And he's going to run that inside lane, helping Trey Wright. Also the 47s here as well. Carter Friesen, who I believe wrecked out early on in the Daytona 500. Great to see him running up front in that number 47 machine.
Going back to Gardner, he's got the most wins ever in the NOFSRL with 12 apiece. Tied for the most of all active drivers on 1.5 mile tracks with 3. As here comes one of the Canadians to the inside. That is Carter Friesen going for the lead. And he's got Dylan Young behind him in the 3.
And here comes Eric Monaco as well in the 00. Matt Tuck in the 77. Matt Tuck won the Rockstar Pro Series race here back in February. So he knows how to get it done as well. A lot of the guys in this race have won here in Atlanta before. I've done a lot of Atlanta races over on Advocate. And a lot of these guys know what they're doing up front. And no surprise to see these veterans running up front here at Atlanta.
Alonso up here in the 14. You can see his telemetry from his visor cam. And look at the RPMs, as you can see. Nearly reaching red, full red.
Guys are really pushing it out here today, and like I said, they're practically full throttle around this place. That's why we have this big pack that we have right now here at Atlanta. But definitely an intense race right now as we got another battle for the lead. Teammates at Stuart Haas. There goes Alonso on Diego Yepes.
Alonso knows how to get it done on the pack racing, but here comes Justin Knight, 3 wide to the inside for the race lead. He's got help from CJ Williams behind him. Oh, Eric Monaco's up in the wall. Monaco in the 00.
Just a little bit.
Ooh, almost got into Colin Denton. And I think they're 4 wide here into turn 1. This is not going to be good.
That's Stapleton. And Gardner slides up. He clears Friesen. Great job by Johnny Gardner avoiding that one in the number 2.
Those are some experienced drivers in the New Era Cup Series right there, ladies and gents. CJ Williams to the race lead.
Who started last in this race.
Yes, CJ Williams.
He didn't even get a full time in qualifying on Friday, and like I mentioned in qualifying, he could easily work his way to the front. I said I wouldn't be surprised if he led a lap. Well, there he
4
goes.
wide and 1 for a moment. Brian Ferris and Nathan Ormond forced the issue, but they kept it going, luckily.
Yeah, they're doing a good job right now. Monaco's issue kind of split the pack up a little bit. They're a little bit more spread out right now, so that keeps it a little bit easier for these guys to race it here. But how about John Neers back to the inside? You got Yepes, or sorry, that's the 40 of Keyshawn Richardson on the inside. But Yepes is also on that inside. And you got to watch out for all these guys in the inside lane because, as you can tell throughout the race here, that inside lane is where you want to be here at Atlanta.
Yes, Richardson looking down low in that 40 machine. Here comes Jaden Sky in that 48 car. Second driver inside. The first 3 inside are all Chevrolets. In fact, the top 5 right now are all Chevys for a split second. Coming to the line, will be 2 laps to go in stage 1 before the... never mind. A few more laps to go, I should say. Scott takes the lead. He's got teammate Brian Ferris behind him. Look at this. This is a team race right now. You've got the Hendrick Motorsports drivers on the first row. Then the next 2 drivers on the inside line, you've got Edwin Mendez and Diego Yepes in the 41. And there you see Mendez looking to the inside to try and take the lead.
Edwin Mendez clearing for the race lead. Here comes Diego Yepes, and I believe that's the 22 of Luke Rainey on the inside.
Luke Rainey it is.
Morgan.
He was doing good in the 500, ran near the front in stage 1, and I think he had a problem in the pit that caused him to lose the race. Here comes Steve Morgan in the number 13 to the inside for the lead. Ethan Hoffman behind him. And here comes one of your guys' Napa, Christian Russell. He was one of your drivers to watch in the 500 2 weeks ago.
And he might be one of them. He's definitely working that inside lane very well right now. But, I mean, all these guys have a chance at winning this race. I don't really think anyone has an advantage at this point. It's just a matter of where you are at what time you're there. So it's going to be interesting to see who's in the position when we get the green flag cycle of pit stops. If we get them, of course, we may end up with another caution. But it's just a matter about being in the right place at the right time. I really don't think there's much skill involved with winning this race here today. But the inside now, and they're just going to keep on cycling until the end. Got one lap to go on the stage, and they might go 4 wide for the lead.
Josh Patterson to the lead, Casey Nanico second. I believe the pit window, the frequency is at 1x2, just like Daytona was 2 weeks ago. So expect the window to be about between maybe 50, 60 laps, I want to say, near the second half of the race. Here they come off turn 4. Casey Nanico versus Isaac Nichols coming to the line. It's going to be Nanico winning the first playoff point at Atlanta.
I've been really impressed with Nanico. He made his first career Napa fan start last week in the James Dean Wickard shootout, and I believe he finished third in the super late model class. So that was huge for Casey Nanico in his Napa fan career, but he's been definitely looking strong here in the New Era Cup Series. Definitely excited to see what he does as the season rolls around. But here's your guy, man.
As Marty Johnson takes the lead, let's go to our Chick-fil-A great debate here. Question of the day is, of all the active drivers, who breaks their winless streak? Marty Johnson has the longest, has not won a Cup Series race since season 1 back at Texas. You've got him, you've got Steve Morgan, who hasn't won since season 3 at Auto Club, Edwin Mendez since Coca-Cola season 3, Isaac Nichols since season 2 at Kansas, and Colin Denton since last year.
Well, Marty was just up front there in the number 12 machine, so I'd say Marty Johnson has a good chance of winning here at Atlanta here today, but you can't count out Edwin Mendez. I think Mendez might have a good shot. He's on that inside lane right now in that number 4 machine, so my guess would probably be Marty Johnson, but a close second would be Edwin Mendez in the number 4.
Derek Hamill in the 32 car to the inside, trying to take the lead away. And I think your guy, one of your other guys, Benny Watson, likes the view in that 38. And yes, that is a pun intended because of Derek Hamill's rear bumper. 3 wide to the inside as Mendez takes the lead away. Nathan Orban just behind him. While we're at it, let's take a moment and crank it up. Mitchell Collins leads the Arby's 500 at the moment. Here comes the 42, Nathan Stapleton, as he challenges for the race lead. Let's look at the drivers that finish in the top 10 of the Daytona 500 at the moment. Stapleton obviously leading at the line. He was in third. Keep on going here. I believe that's all the drivers on the top 10. Looking for 11 through 20. All I see is Nathan Orban 17th and Matthew Brown 18th. Look who has made his way up to the top 10. The man that spun in the first caution of the race, Adam Garcia, is in 4th. He's in 3rd. He looks for 2nd on Denton. And now he's going to be going for the race lead.
And, you know, kind of keeping a theme with the James and Wickard shootout last weekend, which, by the way, I'd like to thank everyone for being part of that event. Me and Alex, I greatly appreciate it. But Ashlyn Boyd brought out a caution because he spun around and he ended up winning the race. And that might be a case for Adam Garcia here tonight, but it is very possible. It happened just last week at North Wilkesboro, and it might happen again today. But Garcia stuck on the outside. You got Rainey and Matthew Brown on the inside now. I just don't know. It's just going to come down to when those pit stops happen, I do believe. So there's really not much to talk about until those pit stops happen, because we're really not going to know who's going to have a chance until the green flag set begins.
Alonso takes the lead. I believe he just let it at the line. Nope. Lost it by 0.03 of a second. Christian Russell up to second. Oh, Fitzy's up in the wall. Zachary Fitzwater in the 10. Got up to the wall and turns 1 and 2. Falls to the back of the pack. I'm very impressed, though, how these drivers have been racing. You'd expect maybe 2 cautions by now. 2 more cautions after the Garcia spin. But I'm surprised we have not seen that yet.
It's a good thing. I'm loving these guys racing the way they are right now. You got Trey Wright and his teammate Benny Watson on the inside lane. First Benny Watson's ever made any. Actually, he's made 1 official Napa fan start, but he's not too experienced elsewhere. But he almost won the Duracell Cup Series championship last weekend in the NOFSRL. He was one of the championship 4 contenders that ended up finishing 3rd in that race, but he's usually a very consistent driver. This is actually his first ever New Era Cup Series, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does in this race, but he's going to be put 3 wide, and here's Justin Knight. And I was talking about this guy. He is really lighting it up in the Rockstar Pro Series. You got to watch out for him. He is a very good driver. He's already won 3 times on Napa Fan this year at 3 completely different racetracks as well. So this guy's good, and he's going to try to get this win here today, but here comes Josh Patterson and John Andrews. I mean, so many guys I'm seeing in this race have a good chance of winning this thing. I wouldn't be surprised by anybody who gets it done here today.
Andrews to the inside with Johnny Garner behind him. The 24 takes the lead away, and 4 wide in turn 2, and Matt Tuck stuck in the middle. There they go. Trey Wright's around. Jaden Scott up in the catch fence. He's upside down. A big wreck off of turn 2. Second caution's out with many drivers involved. About maybe 10, 15 drivers involved in this crash. Holy moly. Gardner leads him at the line.
God, he got caught in the catch fencing in a really weird angle. Yeah, that's what happens when you're racing the pack like that. It's just like Daytona or Talladega. It's the big one. You know, when you're racing that close to each other, one guy makes a mistake and everyone gets involved. Steve Morgan all torn up in the 13.
Tucking Morgan, there's Mitchell Collins, Derek Hamill. Look at this right here. Brian Ferris, Jesse Turner involved, Jaden Scott, Gatlin Downey, Edwin Mendez, Nathan Stapleton, what a tough program, Carter Friesen, Eric Michael, Marty Johnson, Justin Zidell, Luke Rainey. Just about half of the field torn up here. That is just a tough break, and we got the field coming down pit road for the green flag stop, for the pit stops today.
Yeah, this might be the only set, so we'll have to see who gets it done off the pit lane. Johnny Gardner came down the pit lane in the first position. I'd expect a 4-tower stop for everybody coming down here, so if that's the case, most of these guys should be able to come out in the same order they came down. But we'll have to see. Johnny Gardner might have a little bit of an issue trying to get out of his pit stall with all these guys coming off, but it looks like he's going to get out cleanly. And coming down the pit lane, the number 2 machine of Johnny Gardner. Looks like he is going to win the race off of the pit lane in the number 2. He will do so, and that, I believe, is Colin Denton in second.
Yep. Nichols.
John Andrews,
Markle.
The number 15 Knight. Of Tyler Markell.
CJ Williams stay down to 43. I believe he will have the race lead at the moment. So let's look at the replay and see what happened. Well, turn 2 at Atlanta once again becomes Calamity Corner. Here is how it happened. Tuck forces 4 wide into Friesen and Wright. Look at Jaden Scott up into the fence, upside down. Man, I haven't seen a car get stuck in the fence in a long time. And then you can see here, Garcia and Watson get up into the wall. They spin out. And look at all these drivers involved that spin. There's Friesen, there's Rainey, there's Morgan and Nanico. Pretty much, if you were in the back, the track was full. Look at Brian Ferris in the 88. Up on, for a moment, no wheels. Was like a bucking Bronco. But look at all these drivers torn up. Gonna be a lot of extra hours in the body shop this week.
Yeah, it definitely will be, and we're going to have a lot of guys who are probably going to be able to continue from this that are going to affect the outcome of this race as slow lap cars.
Definitely.
And you see the 4 wide simply does not work. We saw it in the first wreck, and this one was a lot worse than the first one. Friesen, Matt Tuck, Trey Wright involved. A lot of veterans there in other leagues that got caught up in this one. But just a junkyard down the back straightaway here at Atlanta. Going to knock out quite a few guys from this race here in the Arby's 500.
Let's see how Alonso saw this one from his visor cam. Wow, what a great job to miss that. Matthew Brown misses it as well in the 6. Christian Russo in the 37. Wow. Oh, never mind.
Oh, I thought he had it, but
I thought he had it too. Ah, that's a tough break. Justin Zidell. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, it was just a complete junkyard down the backstretch there. There was nowhere anyone could go. I mean, everyone behind that pretty much got involved in it.
Second caution at Atlanta. We'll be right back for the restart. Stay with us.
Not much here, except the usual.
What if we spice things up a bit? Alexa.
What if we turn it up a notch? What if we go off the map?
The all-new RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing the complete steakhouse dinner now at Outback. Get your choice of soup or salad, entree like our signature sirloin, and dessert starting at $14.99. Hurry in for this complete dinner before it's completely gone. Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules.
Back in Atlanta, we got a developing story here. CJ Williams and Josh Patterson both down pit road. And that's a tough break for both of them, Nap fan.
Yeah, it definitely is. Of course, CJ Williams missed the pit lane as they were coming down. And then Josh Patterson with an issue, maybe a cut tire on the 51 because he is changing the tires. So he might be able to get back up there and stay on the lead lap. But tough break for those guys. But we're coming to the restart.
He better get out there as quick as possible or else he's going to be a lap down here. But after that wreck, only 34 drivers remain on the track, all done for the day. Benny Watson, Mitchell Collins, Jaden Scott, Matt Tuck, Steve Morgan, Brian Ferris, and Jesse Turner. One-man lines up the inside line for the restart. That's Derek Campbell. Johnny Gardner will be in command of the league. We'll have 5 to go, by the way. Oh, excuse me, we'll have 4 to go when we take the green for the second playoff point in the race. Colin Denton is going to be second. Isaac Nichols third. John Andrews fourth. Tyler Markle is 5th. Justin Knight 6th. Christian Vargas 7th. Jordan Lopez 8th. Matthew Brown 9th. Cody Smart is 10th.
All right, here we go. I think Derek Campbell's going to be a bit slow here on the restart, so this is going to be interesting because that outside lane is not the preferred line.
Into the Geico restart zone they
the
go.
Top 5 might get to here.
Into the Geico restart zone they go. Johnny Gardner gets a good jump into turn 1. Looks like about the top 6, top 7 get it through, and to turn 1 then they get the low line to stick here off of 2. Here's Denton and Nichols to the inside on Gardner.
And looks like Nichols might make a 3 wide entering the corner. He's got it on Denton and Gardner, the 2 all-time winningest drivers in this series. And Nichols is another guy who has a long losing streak that you mentioned earlier on. So I'll have to see if he can possibly pull this off. But, you know, I'm starting to really look at Justin Knight in this race. He's to the inside there. And now that we have a small pack here for the race lead, it's going to be one of these guys who gets the win most likely. So fewer guys in contention, make it easier for these guys to possibly get the race victory.
Christian Vargas is running the inside. Tyler Markle pushes him, and Vargas takes lead away from Knight. We come to 2 to go for the second playoff point in the race. And Matthew Brown who's inside that top 5. He's in 4th, looks for 2nd. He won a playoff point back at Daytona 2 weeks ago. Won Stage 2 in that race, and he could be winning Stage 2 once again. He's got Cody Smart behind him in the 97 trying to take that away.
And here comes Matthew Brown and the number 97 of Cody Smart doing pretty good. It's been a great weekend for him, and he might be able to get that run on the inside there of Matthew Brown, and he will. And for the playoff point next time by, who do you think it's going to be?
That's going to be either, I think, either Cody Smart or Johnny Garner, or maybe even Nathan Orman, who's up there in the front. Up into 3rd, Julio Caesar in 4th.
Job.
Garner stuck in the middle once again. Smart on the high side, but he made the high side stick. He's got a good lead. Cody Smart's going to take playoff point number 2.
Cody Smart, great job by him. Of course, really can't use that playoff point as he is a part-time driver, but nonetheless, he wins Stage 2 here in Atlanta.
3 wide for 2nd spot. Here comes Joey Hightower in the 11 to the bottom. Onto the apron for a moment. That was a close call. That's going to help allow Caesar to keep 2nd.
There's an issue. I think there might be an issue on him.
Nope, I think he just got stuck on the apron. I think he's still good to go. I think he drove it in just way too deep, got on the apron, then got loose.
Yeah, that really split the pack up there, and now we got 4 guys who have pulled away. Cody Smart, Julio Caesar, Nathan Orman, and Johnny Gardner. There goes Caesar to the inside for the race lead.
Julio Caesar to the point in the number 95. Smart stuck up high. Here comes Gardner and Orman, who are battling out for 3rd position at the moment.
I think these guys will definitely rejoin to a big pack. You got Justin Knight there, Colin Denton, John Andrews. But everyone from our race leader, Julio Caesar, down to the end of the pack here. One of those guys is going to get the win. I don't think anybody else is going to have a shot. So everyone from Hightower on up, they're going to have a chance at this race victory as they have pulled away from the rest of the field.
Looks like about 13 drivers under that blanket at the moment as Smart goes to the point once again here. Caesar back to 2nd. Here comes Knight and Denton. Knight's going to look for that 2nd spot, and Denton's going to go with.
How about Justin Knight? I think he's one of the stronger guys in this race, and I'll have to see what he all does in this race. But, Colin Denton's also been strong in this thing. He's a guy I've been looking out for, and so has John Andrews in the 24. Those guys have been running up front quite a bit today. And, hello, we got some lap traffic just ahead of us here. This is going to be interesting.
Real quick, Colin Denton in our Rambo to the chase. Silly season changes base up. Oh, my! Derek Hamill slowing down the back big time, and Colin Denton's going to come away with the lead. Now focusing on our Rambo for the chase. Moved from the 34 to the 8, and right now showing his strength in Atlanta. The car was driven by Griffin Lynn last season in the 3-car span for RCR. Unfortunately, lost his ride out to Trey Wright. It was a tough break for Colin Denton. But we have a 3-car breakaway now. Denton, Knight, and Smart. We've got a manufacturer battle right now. Chevy versus Ford versus Toyota at the moment. Here comes Knight to the inside.
It's going to be very interesting here.
Justin Knight takes the lead away. As these 3 drivers battle for the lead real quick. A quick word from Duracell. Cody Smart goes up to 2nd spot, but Denton falls back to 3rd position. These drivers here all going single file, but Caesar just got way tight in 3 and 4, and it's going to lose it out to the Hendrick teammates of John Andrews and Isaac Nichols.
We're going to have to see how it all goes down for these guys, so they can close in on our 3 leaders. I just don't know about it, though. They seem to be a little bit held back, and you got to think, too, they're going to run into Hamill at least a couple more times throughout this race, and you might want to check for other guys who might be a lap down. And I mentioned, we had all those guys who got involved in accident, that we were going to have some guys who were going to be slow on the racetrack affecting this race, and it is going to be a major factor as we go along here today at Atlanta.
Our Mellow Yellow Racing family shows Joey Hightower, the highest Mellow Yellow Racing family driver, running in the 9th position. Then you've got Matthew Brown back in the 11th position at the moment. Then Delia Pez in 14th. CJ Williams is up to 17th, and that's of the top 20 right now at the moment. Looking at
the official soft drink of the NOFSRL.
They catch up to Luke Rainey. Looking at the drivers of all the active drivers with the most wins on 1.5 mile tracks as they all come back to the high side here. Denton gonna try. No, he does not try and split the middle. Loses first to Luke Rainey because of Luke Rainey. Almost lost 2nd, but Cody Smart's gonna get slowed down way big time because of it. Here comes Isaac Nichols the 9. Where did he come from? 3 wide, and maybe some contact made there between Nichols and Smart. Oh! Smart, did he blow up? Yes, he did! Cody Smart blew an engine! The 97 has a problem!
That is drastic. That's a tough break for Cody Smart. He had such a good run going for him, and that's it for him. We'll have to see if he can get back to the pit lane without stopping on the racing surface here. I think he will.
What a tough break for the 97. While we are at it, as we catch up to more lap traffic, I think. Not just yet. And yes, they did catch up to Zachary Fitzwater. Justin Knight continues to lead. Isaac Nichols in second. Let's take a look at our key drivers. Napa fan, who's your key driver right now at the moment?
Well, the guy who's leading the race, Justin Knight. I believe he might have led the most laps in this race so far. He has been very strong the entire time. He's got 3 wins in the Rockstar Pro Series this season in the NOFSRL.
Caution!
Justin Knight in victory
Caution's
lane
out!
here.
Caution! Sorry, Napa fan. We have a caution out on the track, and it involves Eric Monaco in the 00. Third caution of the day is out. It looks like that was the only driver involved. I don't see any. Oh, yes. Josh Patterson, the 51, and who is that? That is Ryan, the 97, who was not involved in the wreck. But third caution of the day out at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This will bring the field back up to the pack. And in the lead is Justin Knight, and I think we've got our second round of pit stops happening here. Maybe, maybe not. Nope.
They should be good to go to the end of the race without having to come down again. And
you
see
Zachary
Fitzwater coming down, but he's a lap down.
CJ Williams, the 43, making his way into pit road, as well as Hierjel Arvin Alonso. Could be interesting to see some of these drivers that were not involved in the wreck come in and could maybe be a huge factor in the rest of this race. The caution out involves Eric Monaco in the 00. Let's look at the replay and see what happened. Alright, so let's focus on Monaco just gets into the 41 of Diogo Paz, and around goes him. Oh, that's a hard hit for that 00.
That's an odd place for an accident, but like you said, a very hard hit there, exiting the second dog leg. Tough break there for Eric Monaco. He was the guy running up front earlier on, same with Yepes, but neither of them are going to be able to finish this thing, I believe.
Yeah, that's a bummer right there for the 00. Let's go to another angle.
It was Yepes trying to cut down the past C.J. Williams, and Eric Monaco was right there, and Monaco had nowhere to go, and he sent Yepes around, sent himself around. And our third caution of the day here in the Arby's 500 from Atlanta.
Back here in Atlanta, ready to go for the restart here after the wreck involving Eric Monaco and Diogo Yepes. We can tell you right now that right now the 00 is done for the day, and Cody Smart with a camshaft issue that took him out of contention. Few drivers will be on the inside line for the restart. That will be Luke Rainey, Zachary Fitzwater, and Derek Hamill, 3 Fords. In the lead, Justin Knight in the 21. Isaac Nichols runs in second. Joey Hightower stands third. Matthew Brown 4th. Christian Vargas 5th. John Andrews 6th. Tyler Marco 7th. Johnny Garner 8th. Colin Denton 9th. Nathan Orman is 10th.
Looks like Justin Knight's going to get the jump here, but you got to watch out for these guys in the inside lane. They are definitely going to come back around and affect our leaders before the end of this race, and they might even affect these guys on the restart.
Let's see what happens here. The top 2, we're going to get to the low line here before Joey Hightower does, so watch that pretty closely. Johnny Garner, though, gets stuck from all the traffic. Same with Casey Nanico if you look in the background of your screen here. And they're going to be double file here. This is going to make some interesting racing here. Watch that closely. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead here. Isaac Nichols in the 9. Underneath Justin Knight in the 21. Hightower pushing the 9. Here comes Brown to the inside. 3 wide for second.
And Matthew Brown, he actually failed to qualify for the super late model class of the James Dean Wickard shootout last week. And I'm sure he's really upset about that one, the way all that went down. But he's doing pretty good right now. Wants some redemption from what happened to him last week. And he's up to the second position. Here comes Vargas in the number 19. Watch out for him. He's a pretty good driver, and he might steal it here at Atlanta.
Looking down low for second position here. Andrews pushing him in that 24 machine off of turn 2. Definitely want the low line here. Andrews tries to look 3 wide for a second position. Not going to cut out for him just yet. Vargas keeps second spot. Now Andrews is going to take third away. Now, what do you want to see if you are in this second pack right here, led by Tyler Markle?
I want to see my own pack staying single file because the guys in the first pack are definitely very racy. They're going 3 wide and whatnot. If they stay single file, they'll be able to close in pretty quickly. But you see right there, Jordan Lopez trying to get to the inside of Tyler Markle. Not really working out too well for those guys to close in because they need to close in before they hit another lap car. Because if they hit another lap car, those guys will be able to pull away because they are a smaller pack and they'll be able to get away a lot quicker.
Let's look at our Duracell power to the finish. Let's look at these drivers in second that are all chasing Isaac Nichols. What are their keys to try and get this victory away?
Just don't get caught behind the lap traffic in a bad position because as long as they stick with Isaac Nichols or the race leader before the end of the race, they're going to have a shot at race victory. It's the way Atlanta is. But the way these lap cars are on the racetrack with how slow they're going, these guys have to be very careful to make sure they do not get stuck behind them and lose multiple seconds trying to get around the lap traffic.
Of all the 4 races we've had here in the New Era Cup Series, the average of the last caution has come out with 19 laps to go, just around. We are at 20 laps to go. Naberfan, do we see one more caution before this race ends?
It's possible. I'm not going to count it out, but I have a feeling this is going to stay green to the end. Just a feeling. So I'm going to say that we're green to the end, but
lap traffic.
You can't count out a caution happening from a race like
Hamel
this.
once again. About 30 miles an hour slower compared to the lead pack. Watch this into turn 3. This is going to get very dicey and very close. Oh, Knight's going to pull away. The low side gets slowed down. Justin Knight to the lead, and he is gone.
Oh, man. That was such a strategic move. The way he kind of poked to the inside and then moved right to the outside, that forced Hightower to stay behind Hamel. And that might be the move that wins Justin Knight this race. I mean, Knight has been the guy all race long. He has definitely been the best driver in this event so far. And I would expect him to cross the finish line first. But, you know, all these guys still have a shot at winning this thing. But, I don't know. Justin Knight, he's got a really big lead right now after what happened right there.
I tell you this. Click your easy buttons, ladies and gentlemen. That was a Staples moment.
That was easy.
Let's look at our
I don't have the convenience of one of those right next to me.
Looking at our Toyota top performers at the moment, Ethan Hoffman now the highest Toyota up to 2nd position. Hightower 6th, Vargas 7th, and Caesar is 10th.
You know what that happened there is you see Tyler Markell, he closed in. I think Colin Denton, a lot of these guys who were in that second pack closed right into what will eventually be the lead pack because these guys are in the draft. They're going to close in.
They cut the lead in half, actually.
Yeah, Knight doesn't have any. Not going to help him too much, but that brought Markell and a couple of these other guys back in contention for this race win.
Christian Vargas. Oh! I think he blew up. Either blew up or pit stops.
So what's been happening here with the 43 is that he's been trying to come down the pit lane. He's been coming down the pit lane, coming off this entire time. There's an issue on that 43 machine just like he had in qualifying. And Matthew Brown was actually slowing down in reaction to the 43 coming down the pit lane. I've seen it happen multiple times before with these guys. They come down the pit lane, and the guys behind them check up, or certain guys check up in response to it. And that's what happened to Matthew Brown. So that's going to split the pack up a little bit here. But either way, get back to the race lead. And Colin Denton trying to go 2 in a row here at Atlanta. He might be able to get it on Justin Knight. I really do believe it's going to be between Knight and Denton for this race win.
We'll have to see, yeah. Knight was just too far ahead. We thought he checked out of this pack, but here goes last year's winner to the inside, trying to get the lead away from Justin Knight. Ethan Hoffman and John Andrews behind him. You know what Colin just said to Justin Knight? See you later.
That's not over yet, and Justin Knight can easily get back to the inside and get back around the number 8 machine. Here comes John Andrews, 3 wide for the race lead.
Andrews has it.
Finish of this one.
John Andrews takes the lead away at Atlanta. Next week, the New Era Cup Series is in Las Vegas for the MGM Resorts 400. The second 1.5 mile race of the season, and kicks off our West Coast swing. Should be a good one, ladies and gents. Justin Knight back up to second spot.
Back to second. Yeah, here comes Vargas in the 19. I think Vargas is going to have a good shot at winning this thing as well. He's been kind of a dark horse in this race. Guys like Andrews and Knight and Denton have been up front quite a bit. I don't think Vargas has led a lap in this race yet, so that number 19 is a driver to watch for. He might be able to steal this one, but Justin Knight right back to the race lead after he got passed by Colin Denton, and he might stay there to the end.
I'm noticing something on the rear end of Justin Knight. Oh, never mind. That's probably right bump. I thought I saw like a little paint scuff there for a moment. But 11 laps to go here in Atlanta, and they catch up to Derek Hamill once again. Oh, is Knight going to get this once again? Yo, he does! Justin Knight knows how to get around Derek Hamill big time, but he's got some company, though. He's got John Andrews behind him, and he's looking for the lead.
Yes, it's the three strongest guys of this race he pulled away. Andrews, Knight, and Denton, and one of these three guys I think is going to win in this race. Andrews and Denton, they seem to be the only guys who have anything for Justin Knight so far, and they're sticking right with him here, coming to 10 laps to go.
Denton back into third position once again. Andrews in the lead, has never won a race in the New Era Cup Series. The last 2 seasons he's been a part of have just been terrible. That pole in the Daytona 500 definitely turned around his career for John Andrews. We'll have to see what happens. This is the battle for fourth at the moment. Matthew Brown and Christian Vargas. But the 3 cars in this freight train have caught up to each other. No get daylight between those bumpers. And here's Denton for second with 9 to go. He's got that spot away.
In this small little pack, they're going to be able to keep ahead of the pack behind him, I do believe. So it's going to be one of these 3 guys, most likely. Denton's got the run, but Knight's still in this thing. Andrews still in this thing, but it's a little bit harder to make a pass when there's only 3 guys in a pack. So this might be an easy win for John Andrews at this point.
But they catch up to Zachary Fitz. Want to watch this in the turn number 1. Andrews trying to get... No, he gets slowed down by it. Here comes Knight on the outside trying to get second spot. He gets slowed down. Here comes Colin Denton in the 8 going for the lead.
And Denton's going to have the advantage here. Oh, he got it. He got it. I thought Fitzwater was going to block to the inside, but he didn't. And here comes Justin Knight as well, and that's going to bring in this second pack. Is that Joey Hightower moving
yes,
his way
it
to the
is.
field? Oh, boy.
Joey Hightower out of Nichols and company. Nichols goes to third. With about 7 to go.
Race between Knight and Denton, and I think it's between these 2 guys now. Nichols might have a shot as well in number 9. He's been pretty strong.
Now the question is, will they catch up to Luke Rainey? They will. Maybe Keyshawn Richardson. I don't know. Caution's on the track.
Yellow.
Around is on one of the black cars. That's Derek Hamill on the 32.
And somebody had finally had it with that number 32 machine, and can imagine that someone was just a little too impatient with Hamill. That number 32 was as slow as possible on the racetrack. I'm surprised they let him stay out there, and somebody was just like, I'm not going to let you stay out here anymore, so we'll have to see what happened there. But I don't know. This is going to set up probably a green-white checkered, isn't it?
Let's see here, 77, 79. Yes! We'll have a shootout to determine who wins this race. But I think these drivers may come in one more time. Nope, they're not. I think they're good to go for 2 more laps.
Yeah, they're good to go for 2 more here at Atlanta, so...
Well, let's see what happens.
See who got involved here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Derek Hamill around in the Arby's 500.
So, looks like Carter Friesen had enough. Nope, it was... Oh, look at Diego Yepez trying to take it 4 wide and took out Derek Hamill. Put him on 2 wheels. Man, I tell you, Yepez, he's had a rough day as well. But Derek Hamill, tough break for him.
Definitely a really tough break for Hamill, but it really wasn't doing too good for him at the time of that accident. But Yepez was one guy, and I saw Marty Johnson got hit pretty hard in the 12. That's a tough break for Marty Johnson as well, because I don't think he'd really been involved in much today.
Yeah, only in that big accident. Oops. Alright, you good?
Yep. Yeah, these drivers trying to split Hamill, trying to get around them. Yepez to the outside, and that's the second time in the same place Yepez has had an incident here today. The entrance of turn 1 has not been kind to driver number 41 here at Atlanta, but thankfully for him, the race is almost over here from the Arby's 500.
Alright, 2 to go before we get to the restart here. So now 2 to go before we get to the restart. Now we are going to be approaching a green-white checkered. However, though, we are not entering overtime. We are still in regulation as this is an 82-lap race. If a caution, though, does come out, though, before we take the white flag. Oh, no! Nathan Orman in the 52.
Yeah, blown engine on Orman there. That's a tough break for him. A lot of guys have been having issues. They've been revving these engines up quite a bit because of the high speeds, because it's basically a super speedway race for these guys. But end of the day for Nathan Orman, he was running up front earlier on in this race. Tough break for him as he had a good day going.
So as I was saying, if we do not get to the white flag and a caution flag comes out, we will go into overtime. But if we get to the white flag, we have a race to the finish. And right now, there could be an opportunity for Colin Denton to defend his championship win at Atlanta Motor Speedway in this race. But we will have to see what happens.
But Justin Knight's going to be a guy to watch out for here in that number 21 machine, because he is going to have a fast race car. But I think the dark horse to watch out for is Christian Vargas in the 19, because there's going to be enough time for him to get to that inside and find a way around Denton, Knight, and Nichols ahead of him. But we don't do double file restarts. Oh, wait, yeah. So we'll have to see how these lap cars affect the race here. But I'm about to say we don't do double file restarts within 10 laps to go, but we still have all that extra time just in case we get in overtime. So that's what's going on there. So that's really going to play into this race. Now, I think these guys will be able to get around them, but they're going to be happy with these lap cars on the inside lane.
It's going to determine, most likely determine who wins this race. Colin Denton in control right now. Justin Knight is second. Isaac Nichols third. Christian Vargas fourth. John Andrews fifth. Johnny Gardner 6th, Joey Hightower 7th, Julio Caesar 8th, Matthew Brown is 9th, Ethan Hoffman rounds out the top 10. This is the money restart. With 2 to go coming to the line. Anyone's race to win. We'll just have to see what happens. Will Colin Denton make it 2 in a row at Atlanta? Or will Justin Knight spoil the party, or even Isaac Nichols or Christian Vargas, or maybe even John Andrews? We'll just have to wait and find out. Pace car pulls in. Colin Denton brings the field into the Geico restart zone. 2 laps to settle it at Atlanta. 3 miles remain.
It looks like Denton and Knight are going to pull away, but I don't know about anybody else because Nichols did not get a good restart, and he might be stuck behind on the outside of Fitzwater. He will, so this is going to be between Denton and Knight for the race win.
Denton versus Knight, mono off of turn 2. There's the run for Knight to the inside, but can he get it to stick into turn number 3? Let's see what happens. No, Denton just puts the block. Oh, here goes Knight to the inside.
He got it. He got it. Coming to the white flag. Justin Knight will lead it with 1 lap to go.
Justin Knight the line, taking the lead, but here comes Isaac Nichols looking for a second spot. This is not over yet. Justin Knight has to deal with one more opponent, and it's Isaac Nichols. I don't even think he's led any laps so far today, but he could have a run off turn 2. He's trying to see what he can do. He stays behind Knight, trying to make his move at the perfect time. And a turn 3 for the final time. Justin Knight versus Isaac Nichols. Knight's got to run to the inside, side by side off of the turn. Who's it gonna be at the stripe? You may want to give it to Justin Knight, and you do. Justin Knight wins the Arby's 500 in Atlanta.
My pick to win. He got it. He got it just at the line. He blocked just enough on Isaac Nichols entering turn 3 to get it done. But how about Justin Knight, your race winner here from Atlanta, and he deserved that one. He was the strongest guy all day. And Justin Knight in victory lane in the Arby's 500.
A great performance by the number 21. Once again, for 2 for 2 today in the New Era Cup Series for Season 5. So here are the official results after round number 2. Justin Knight with the victory. Isaac Nichols 2nd. Christian Vargas 3rd. John Andrews 4th. Colin Denton 5th. Johnny Gardner 6th. Julio Caesar, another top 10 for him. Jordan Lopez 8th. Matthew Logan 9th. Carter Friesen rounds out the top 10. Here are the rest of the results on your screen. That's how they look. Let's give you the point standings after round 2. So here are how the playoffs look at the moment. Obviously, Hierjel Arvin Alonso and Justin Knight already in. Christian Vargas, though, now tied with Julio Cesar for the points lead in the regular season standings. Keep in mind the regular season standings gives you, I believe, 15 playoff points after race number 12. So that means if we do have that possibility of 12 different winners, we will have 4 drivers make the playoffs without a win. All right. A little bit of history made in this race as well. The most lead changes in a New Era Cup Series race. 46 lead changes on the day. And the most leaders in a race with 28. So a little bit of history made in this race. How about that? So, Napa fan, final thoughts on this race today?
Well, Justin Knight was definitely the strongest guy, no question about it. And I was no surprised to see him get the win. That played out like a traditional Atlanta race, though. It had a few guys just near the end, but they kept on passing, and like you said, broke a record for the amount of lead changes here today. I enjoyed it. I think that was a good race at Atlanta, and I would come here every single year in both the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and the New Era Cup Series. But congratulations to Justin Knight. Great win for driver number 21.
Yes, definitely. Next week, the New Era Cup Series heads to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City, for the MGM Resorts 400. Start time, I believe, is at 10 o'clock, but it could get moved up early, depending on what the situation is with the Cup race. Congratulations to Justin Knight on winning today's race. For the afternoon, I'm Hierjel. You've been watching the NOFSRL. See you guys next week, and until then, peace out.